Right. Good evening, everybody. Wherever you are in the world. Okay, it's still a bit light out here. So, good day to you. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. So, I don't mean to gloat, but I believe I predicted that Kylian Mbappe will get the 20 goal mark. And it was just a matter of time. Now, to all of you who are here, I would like to say that, you know what, Kylian Mbappe, I know there's a lot of you who are not big fans of him. But I am very, very happy to see him do what he's supposed to. But with that being said, it's not just him, because when I look at how the French went to town yesterday, it was amazing. Yes, they missed the penalty, but when I look at the stats and I look at everything, it tells you that, quite frankly, the French were on the march. I mean, yes, Morocco, they say they got the ball position towards the end, but look at the expected goals. I mean, that's just disheartening right there. That was just blech. It's blech. Blech. It's disgusting, man. Um, Other than that, look at that. Like almost 3.7 XG. Very, very impressive. The total shots, I mean, it speaks for itself, guys. 22 shots. 8 are on target. 2 became goals. We are looking at 28 touches in the opposition box. 6 big chances. 6. You can even look by the activity on this map. Check right here. It is just mind-boggling. Even the passing accuracy, I mean, wow, look at that. It's amazing. And I'm just simply going to say this. There was a lot of static that came towards the French team, but I just want to say, look, this is one of the most decorated French teams in comparison to what it was 4 years ago. The last time I've ever heard or researched about a team that did something that is this interesting or this powerful, dare I say, maybe in recent memory, was the Brazil national team from 1994 all the way until maybe 2002. Now, for those of you who recall, when I gave my predictions, I did say that France is one of those teams that is looking to be very, very impressive and looking to claim back the silverware wedge that lost via penalty shootout. Now, I don't know about you, but this is a team where everybody who is here is playing for their lives. Now, to play for your life is very, very tough in this era, man. Like, look at this. It's just sevens, 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 sevens. 7.5 for Mike Mignon. Kunde got 7.5. Upamecano, usually who's seen as not so great, but for France, he's a different animal. 7.4. And Upamecano, I'd like to say to him, man, ever since you've gone to Bayern, you've been playing very well. Rabiot is a person who's thoroughly impressed me. I know we always talk about Due, Ozil, Olise, my apologies. Why am I thinking of Mesut Ozil? Is it because of something I read about him earlier? I think so. Sorry for the slip. Then you have Dembele, who's the current Ballon d'Or winner. And then there's a man who's a shoe-in for at least the top 5 or the top 3 for the Ballon d'Or, which I say is Kylian Mbappe. Now, there's a record here that is in the crosshairs. He's sitting on 8 goals for this tournament. He needs 6 more. Just 6 more to break the record for the most individual goals in a single World Cup, which has been standing since 1958. And that record has been held by Just Fontaine, the Moroccan-born Frenchman. Now, just by looking at all of this, the French were unstoppable. Personally, between you and me, I don't feel anything from Morocco. I still haven't healed from what they did in January. So Them getting knocked out just sits well with me. It just makes me happy. It makes my heart sing. It makes me feel good. Yes, I know South Africa's out of the World Cup, but so be it. And still, I'm happy that the French went through. However, with the prediction I also made, I said Argentina, and I'm beginning to regret it because when I look at Argentina and the controversies that have been done, it just doesn't bode well. I feel like it didn't age well. So there's the French right over there. Here they are, 14th of July, so that will be on Tuesday next week. And then it'll be the 15th of July. We're waiting to see. So we're waiting to complete tonight's event right over there. So we're looking at España playing against the Belgians with the nickname called the Red Devils. So it is second on the FIFA ranking versus number 9. Now, as you can see, we're 4 hours ahead of schedule. Well, 4 hours, 15 minutes and counting. We're still waiting to see, and these are the predicted lineups. So Spain hasn't lost a match, but they've made a thorough recovery since their very first match against Cabo Verde. Just by looking at everything that is happening here, Spain on paper should win this, but there's something that is bubbling under. There's something that we are not understanding. I know everybody likes Ozayabal, the man from Sociedad. Lamine Yamal, he's yet to change gears and impress me on a higher level. Cucurella has been consistent, so we're looking to see what is the Spanish outfit going to bring. However, when we look at the Belgian outfit, this outfit is doing quite well. We've got Trossard, we've got De Bruyne, the Catalari is coming out of his shell. He's going for it and playing very well. We've got Jeremy Doku, who I think is overrated. Yes, I said it. But he's got something to give. Then we've got Castagna. Then we've got Thibaut Courtois. Now, the injuries. Onana is out with ACL. So he's only going to be back in action early next year, 2027. For those of you who've played football and know how ACL injuries are, we wish him a speedy recovery. I hope he gets very well. And then the Bast is out also because of a leg injury, and they say he is doubtful. So the Spanish don't have anyone who's really on the injury list or suspended, but they've got a lot of players here that can bring something. So now Spain themselves are looking to recreate, or rather emulate, what was done exactly, 16 years ago. This is the new gen of Spain. The young guns are looking to actually go forward and win that game. They're looking to announce themselves to the world of being two-time world champions. Belgium is looking to get their first ever title. So, in retrospect, when we're looking at this, we're looking at people who are trying to make sure that they actually crowned as El Campeón. Now, tonight's game is being officiated by Michael Oliver. Ooh. Now, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Michael Oliver. Michael Oliver is just one of those referees who is very, dare I say, he's card happy and sometimes shows a bit of bias, but not as bad as the match between Argentina and Egypt. We spoke about that. There's no time to go back. So local time for me is 9 p.m. Watching this, and it's in Inglewood, California. And we're all looking to see what the Spanish are going to do. Fun fact, for those of you who were to go back in time, the last time when these teams, they never played against each other at a World Cup. Here's a fun fact. The last time when Spain played in the US, they were bundled out 2-1 and lost to Italy. At that time, we had a red-hot Luis Enrique. Yes, the current coach of PSG. You can go look it up. They were bundled out. Belgium was also knocked out, even though at the time the player of the tournament, I believe, was, well, the keeper of the tournament was a goalkeeper named Krudel. So Belgium as a whole has got a lot of work to do. They're looking to actually emulate their best ever finish, which is third place, which was about 8 years ago. So there's a lot that has changed over 8 years. 8 years ago, Spain crumbled. They were even beaten by Russia and knocked out in the round of 16. This is a different ballgame. Spain is going to have a tricky job tonight. Very, very tricky indeed. They are looking to actually be in the semi-finals, which they haven't done in the World Cup since 2010. They are looking to make sure that they get that silverware, and Del Fuente is looking to announce his name in greatness and attach himself in the categories of Luis Aragonés, Vincent Del Bosque. Those are the two successful coaches in recent memory. With Belgium, they're looking to go one step further and actually prove to themselves that they're brilliant. Now, with that being said, I smell a 1-0 or 2-0 scoreline. So anything between 2-1 or 3-2, it's gonna seem that way. There's something in my bones that tells me that this game is going to go on longer than we would like. So if it's not going to be a team that does it in the 90, it's probably going to be done in the 120th minute by then. And then quite possibly, if that fails, penalties. Nobody wants to slip up and make mistakes. So with this happening, as long as Belgium don't get a very, very grave injury to one of their players, they'll do just fine. Spain needs to up the tempo and they need to finish. I've seen that they go through the middle a lot, and on the left-hand side, since Iñaki Williams is not there. Oh, Nico, sorry. Iñaki plays for Ghana. My apologies. Since Nico Williams is not there, he's not doing. He's been injured, but there's something on that left-hand side where it just feels hollow and it's asking to be exploited. And sometimes it feels with the over-reliance on Lamine Yamal, there's that whole thing of they're telegraphing a lot. We are also seeing the eternal rise of also Danny Olmo. Oyarzabal is doing very well. He's probably shaping himself to be the next David Villa. My thing is, if Oyarzabal fires blanks again, I'd like to see Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres should be getting a run. He should be slotting in those goals. As for Catalara, he's still young, he's still doing the job, but if he's also going to fizzle out, we see him being replaced by Lukaku. So there's a lot of work that is to be done, and it is the first thing that we are hoping tonight that is going to have us on the edge of our seats. I must say, when I look at this World Cup, it's a nice spectacle. The expansion's not a problem, but I just simply have an issue with all the scandals that has been happening in this World Cup. There's not been a lot of scandals like this before. 2022, it was mostly conjecture. Everybody was thinking, oh, those are scandals. But with this tournament, it's something's gotta give. So with this game, we are hoping we get a lot of deliverance, man. We are hoping to get entertainment because the current European champions are looking to play very great football, even the weather in Inglewood is agreeing it's 24 degrees, but something's amiss. I feel something big is going to happen, man. Now when we also look at the head-to-head record, Belgium has never ever beaten Spain in the World Cup. And if they did, it was in penalties in 1986. In 1990, that was that Belgian team that had Enzo Schifo. And Spain had Mikel. Yeah, one has to wonder, can Belgium do it? Bookmakers are saying no. Bookmakers are supporting, they're supporting the Spanish. So for me, I say it's the Spanish. And again, ladies and gents, I encourage you to use FootMob. It is such a cool app. They're not sponsoring me. I just love football. I just love using this. They are awesome. Everything is just fantastic. So most of you are wondering with this channel, do I stop at the World Cup or do I continue with all forms of football? I'm going to continue with all forms of football. All forms of football, always. Let's check out the news. It's the first time we're looking at this. So, Jorge Jesus is now going to coach Portugal. Ten Hag has ruled himself out of coaching the Dutch. Okay, he sees himself as a front runner. Infantino's new job unattainable after FIFA's scandalous England decision. This has come after Kwanzaa's red card was upheld and then it was extended for him to be suspended for 2 matches. White House chief, you know what, we're not going to touch this. This is the equivalent of playing with plutonium-210. We're not doing that. The Norway predictor lineup, I'm going to touch on Norway as of tomorrow. There's only one thing that is actually bugging me. There's a lot that's bugging me about this tournament. This tournament has been sullied since the round of 32. I've not been happy with what has been going on. I don't know, but it has lost its edge. It has lost its intensity. It's not as great as it should be. Top rated players. Messi's third, Erling Haaland is second, Kylian Mbappe is first. Top goal scorer is Kylian Mbappe. Then it is on the grounds that Mbappe has played one more game than Messi. But back to Mbappe and him getting 20 goals. I'm just going to say this. When I made this video prediction about 3 months ago, I did say to you, Kylian Mbappe is going to reach 20 goals. And in history, he's the best French player. So let's not get it twisted. My thing is now, is he going to be within reach of Jules Fontaine's record? Will he break it? And also, with this tournament, as he finishes, and I'd like anybody to comment on this, are these 3 gentlemen Ballon d'Or worthy? Let's look at by top rated. Well, Florian Wirtz is he's completely out of there. But these top 3 at the World Cup, Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and Lionel Messi. For measure's sake, Dembele will be 4th in that regard. I would like to say that, does Kylian Mbappe now throw his hat in the ring for the Ballon d'Or? Even though at Real Madrid he did not win the Champions League, he did not win La Liga, he did not win the Copa del Rey. in the event that he wins the World Cup, does it cement him for Ballon d'Or worthy vote? For me, it's a yes. Lionel Messi should be lucky if he gets fourth or fifth, because with what has been happening recently, I cannot in good faith say I'll be happy with Messi getting the Ballon d'Or for a ninth time. It would basically just ruin everything. Then these are the all-time records in terms of top goal scoring. And I'm going to explain this to you, okay? Notice that the record scoring of Messi, he's only scored in 5 of the 6 World Cups that he's played in. The one flop was 2010, and I remember that. It was Vincent Inyemba who stopped his shots of Nigeria. He did not get a goal there. This is an impressive stat when you look at Kylian Mbappe, because his first World Cup, he scored 4 goals. The previous World Cup, he scored 8. This World Cup, he's also scored 8, and the total tally is now sitting on 20. When he scores goals, and these are the records that they're holding, Jules Fontaine is still holding the all-time record. He played in 1 World Cup and scored 13. Jules Fontaine, as I spoke about earlier, he's got 13. Sandro Kosic has got 11. Mbappe needs 3 goals to overtake Sandro. I don't want to talk about Messi because he broke a lot of hearts and broke a lot of people's confidence. And he's not worthy of talking about anyway. If I remember correctly, the other people that we have to deal with the record is Eusebio is not here. Eusebio is another, because Eusebio scored 9 goals in a World Cup. Gerd Müller scored 10. So it would be Jules Fontaine, Kosic, Gerd Müller. It's going to be a long time. It has been a while since someone has managed to break that 8 barrier. So we're looking to ask. And I'm not going to talk about him. Yes, he's got 21 goals, but after the whole Egypt debacle and the refereeing and the attitudes and everything, we have a problem. But if Kylian Mbappe can get more goals and get to double digits for the first time within this millennium, forget this century, within this millennium, no one has gone to double digits at a World Cup in this millennium. In the previous millennium and century, yes, they have. But now, will he get there? Will he announce himself to be the best of the best? Will he get that second star? Will he get there? And mad props to coach of France, Didier Deschamps. What some of you don't know about Didier Deschamps is that he has been at the helm since 2014. At the World Cup, the worst performance that he's had was a quarterfinal exit to eventual winners Germany. But since then, he has been announcing himself, and he's one of the most spectacular coaches. So, I say it's supposed to be a 2-1 win for Spain. But if there's one thing I've learned in this World Cup, your expectations can go up in smoke. So, let us enjoy the football. So, please, let me know what you think. Give me your comments. Tell me what you think. Am I onto something, or am I just completely clueless? Once we're done with this game, I'm going to give my breakdown of what I saw here, what I liked, what I didn't like, and then we're going to talk about Norway and England. So, to my viewers, take care of yourselves. God bless you. Let's enjoy the football.